She Who Stands at the Gate, Chapter 1, The Return After 22 Years in the U.S. Army 3 Tours in Afghanistan. 1. In Iraq Staff, Sergeant Eliza Monroe returned to her hometown of Braddock Ridge, Virginia. A sleepy rural town with a church, a school, a Walmart, and a long memory. Eliza didn't expect a hero's welcome. But she also didn't expect what she came home to Braddock Ridge hadn't changed much since she left, except that her old street had more flags and fewer black neighbors. Her daughter Kenya was 15 now, and curious. Brilliant, with hair like midnight cotton and a mouth full of questions. Her husband, Marcus, a former firefighter turned mechanic, had kept the house standing while Eliza was away. But the soul of the place had grown cold. Chapter 2. The fire pit kids. There was a group of local boys, white, teenage, and restless, who called themselves the Fire Pit because of where they hung out. A half-collapsed shed near the woods where they drank cheap beer, posted online rants, and wore iron cross patches they didn't fully understand. One night, Kenya came home shaken. She'd gone to a friend's birthday party at a nearby farm and was cornered on the walk back by Dylan the ringleader, and his cousin Ray, both drunk, both laughing too loud. They didn't touch her, but they mocked her used old slurs they learned from older brothers. Jungle Brat and Army Orphan were two of the printable ones. Eliza listened, her hands clenched behind her back. She didn't rage. Rage was a weapon she'd learned to sheath in service instead. She taught Kenya how to box the next day. Chapter 3. The first strike. It started with spray paint. Know Your Place was scrawled across the Monroe family's garage door in red, dripping letters. Eliza called the sheriff. He said it was probably just a prank. Boys being boys. She asked about security footage. He said the town couldn't afford the bandwidth. Eliza nodded, and then bought her own cameras. Then barbed wire. Then quietly filed for a permit to carry, though. As a veteran, she already had one, and then she brought out a weapon not many had seen in Braddock Ridge, a 1911 Colt pistol, polished and kept in a display case since her time in Kandahar. It had her late brother's name engraved on the grip, Corporal David Monroe, K.I.A. 2006, Chapter 4. The night it all snapped on a Friday night in June. The Fire Pit kids escalated. Under the cover of night, they came back not just to spray paint, but to try to set fire to the Monroe's backyard. A bottle of gasoline, some rags, and a lighter, that's what they brought. They weren't expecting Eliza to be waiting for them. She'd been watching the feed all evening in full tactical gear, no bullets. Just the presence. Eliza stepped into the backyard like a ghost from a war zone. Helmet, Kevlar vest. The Colt in her hand. Step away from the house, she said. Calm as still water, the boys froze. Dylan tried to laugh, but the sound caught in his throat. She didn't point the gun at them, just held it in the low ready position, disciplined, measured. Her voice cut the air like a drill sergeant. You think this is a game? That this world lets you burn families out of their homes without consequence? Ray dropped the lighter. One of the others, Tyler, started crying, shoulders shaking. The bravado melted fast. They weren't warriors. They were kids who'd played too long with fire. I fought men in caves who were less cowardly than you, she said. And they died for what they believed. You? You're just scared of what you don't understand. Then she walked toward them, not fast, but steady. And they ran, not a single shot fired. Not a single punch thrown, just her presence. Chapter 5. Aftermath. The story made local news. Eliza was careful in interviews. She didn't want glory. She wanted awareness. She spoke not about anger, but responsibility, about how easy it is for hate to fill the silence, where love and truth should be. The boys were charged with attempted arson and hate crimes. Their parents cried in court, Kenya testified. Eliza stood behind her, silent and tall, but something else happened too. One of the boys, Tyler, The one who cried wrote Kenya an apology letter. Then another. Then he asked to meet her mother, Eliza, agreed. Under one condition, he had to learn the history of every war she fought in, and every black soldier who died before she was even allowed to serve. He came back a different kid epilogue. The gate Eliza Monroe became a name spoken with both respect and unease in Braddock Ridge. Some said she was too aggressive. Others called her a hero she didn't care. She built a small private monument in her backyard. Just a stone gate with her brother's name, and a line beneath it, "Let none pass through who do not carry truth," and every Sunday morning, she stood by it for 5 minutes of silence. Kenya would sit on the porch and watch her mother, the quiet warrior, who didn't just protect a house. She guarded the soul of a town.